Hey there, for those of you who do not know anything about radio or podcasting, podcasting comes in different forms. Whether it's on Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasting, or now there's a new app that I'm pretty sure people are starting to find out about. If not, this app is called Anchor. Anchor is a free app that you could download from the App Store. I suggest go ahead and download it if I were you. And if not, do you know, or would you think, podcasting is becoming more and more mandatory? Not mandatory per se, but people like listening to podcasts versus radio. What's the difference about radio and podcasting? Here's a little idea. I'll let you know right now. So, radio has different genres of music. It's informative. Between songs, there's a disc jockey, which is now called an on-air personality, that talks in between the song. They give information on what song that was that just played, or what song is coming up, so on and so forth. They give news on occasion at radio stations. They also take requests for those who want to hear a song. Nowadays, radio stations are turning to text in to the radio station to communicate with listeners. Is that also normal? The radio station that I worked for previously had this text program where you can text them on their phone number that you've used when you used to call them back in the 90s, 80s, 2000s, early 2000s rather. And now they're turning to texting to communicate with their listeners. Is that good or is that bad? I think it's good. Why is it good? Because that's a way for you to automatically communicate with the radio station. If somebody's in the studio, they can see that. When they have a live show, they can also see that as well. Now, podcasting, on the other hand, you can get different types of podcasts, something that you're interested in. Say, for example, Rush Limbaugh. He's got a podcast, or what else? What can you think of? That's a good question for you. Podcasts you would listen to versus podcasts other people in your age group would listen to. That's a question I want to ask you. What other podcasts are there? Oh, there's financial podcasts. Someone might want to listen to financial podcasts. They might not talk about financial stuff on the radio as much, but certain formats of radio people still listen to. Maybe the mid-20s to late 60s, 70s, and 80s. The older generation also listens to news talk. I admit I listen to news talk stations. It's informative. You learn from the older generation who's been here longer than you have. It's very informative. I started listening to it when I started my first job in radio back in 2011. I worked for an AM radio. It's really fun to listen to AM news talk stations. Nowadays, how do you get some of your music? Podcasts, or not podcasts, but Spotify. Yeah, Spotify, you have to pay for a subscription, but the music is free on the radio. You don't have to pay to listen to a certain radio station. Say, for example, you're a country type of person. You listen to country music from a radio station, your favorite radio station. My favorite radio station locally in San Luis Obispo, California is 98.1 KJUG FM in San Luis Obispo. I listen to that. Do I have to pay to listen to them? No. So there's pros and cons about podcasting versus radio. Do you think radio's dying? Yes, maybe no. I certainly don't think so yet. It can be in some cases though, if people just wanted to hear non-stop commercial-free music. Yes, there's also satellite radio. There's that now too. Alright, with that said, I hope you have a fantastic evening or day, whatever time you watch this. I'll see you soon.